Welcome to Paying Attention with Nicholas Gruen. This is a show where we take you beneath the surface of public affairs, economics and government using nothing more than our secret superpower, paying attention. I'm your host, Matt Jones. In a previous video, we talked about the problems of forecasting, and there are plenty of problems. Most expert forecasting isn't much better than educated guesses, and some of it's actually worse. Yet forecasters are way too confident. Nicholas, can you tell us what's going on?
Those two problems are linked because the style of forecasting doesn't elicit much information. So it's easy to be overconfident. Forecasting that the economy will grow by 3% next year, or your organisation's revenue will rise by 10% next year, doesn't tell us how sure you are. It's like betting $1 on a horse race and knowing that whatever horse you pick, the odds are the same. Whatever horse you back, if it wins, only get $1 back. If that's what the racing odds were, everyone would back the favourite. So all you could tell from the betting would be which horse was the favourite. You couldn't tell. Punters thought of other horses' chances, or even how much chance they gave the favourite. You'd only know from their betting that they thought the favourite had the best chance of all the horses. And you couldn't tell how confident any of the punters were about any of the horses' chances.
If betting on the horses was like this, and most people bet on the favourite, how would you find out which punters really had a better feel for which horse was going to win? Everyone, or most people, would just bet on the favourite. Punters' ability to bet against other punters achieves several things at once. It enables each punter to take a position. In putting their money where their mouth is, they have an incentive to be honest, firstly with themselves. Their claim to knowledge is also public, at least when the odds are published. And after each race, reality appears and awards some money to someone. Over time, anyone who's really better at working out what will happen will make money and gain a reputation as knowing what they're talking about.
In this world of the racecourse, punters who are overconfident lose money and have bad reputations. But in the world of economic forecasters, it's almost impossible to distinguish between a forecaster who got lucky and a forecaster who really knows more about the future. So, forecasters are overconfident.
So how do we fix this problem?
One way is to insist that forecasters give us more information. When researcher Philip Tetlock was seeking to find out whose forecasts were best, he required them to provide him with confidence intervals, telling us a range of possible futures and how confident they were those futures coming to pass. Another way to improve the way forecasting works is to turn it into a competition. The pioneer of this approach was Netflix. Netflix had an algorithm which looked at users' ratings of films and, based on that, suggested other films they would like. In 2006, Netflix held a competition to build a better algorithm. They released a trove of anonymised users' ratings, called training data, and asked competitors all around the world to build their own algorithm to predict how users would rate other films.
Competitors built algorithms that predicted how much each user would like each film they'd not seen. And competitors' algorithms were then tested against data that Netflix hadn't shown them, called test data.
So what did this do? It allowed Netflix to access the best talent in the world. It set up completely objective rules of the game, which identified the forecasting algorithm with the greatest foresight. And the competition itself generated a lot of publicity. So the $1 million prize helped the upstart newcomer, Netflix, promote its brand.
This approach has been industrialized by Kaggle, which hosts competitions like the Netflix Prize. By illustrating the power of data science as a sport, it's thrown into high relief shortcomings of existing approaches to forecasting. Kaggle has achieved some amazing results, but that's a subject for the next episode.